Good afternoon. Well, we missed a day. Took a day for family time. Not a bad thing, got to rejuvenate somehow. Dealing with all of the problems we're having. You know, it's that time of year. The school districts are spraying the playgrounds. The cities are spraying the playgrounds. Our children are all having to play in chemicals. Or, in my case, grandchildren. It's that time of year for cover cropping. So we've got a lot of spraying going on in agriculture. It's got a lot of spraying going on everywhere. And then next thing you know, the rains will be here and all of the chemical runoff will end up in our lakes. And then we've got problems where we play out at the lake. Seems like when you're in my line of information, no matter what we do, we're playing in a chemical. I reposted an article the other night that talked about our pets, in particular our dogs, and the cancer link between yard chemicals. Well, like I said, it's that time of year. Lawns are being prepped for the year. Yards are being done. Gardens are being done. Crops are being done. We've got a lot of chemical being put down. Before you know it, we'll be planting our fall crops. More chemicals. It's just a vicious cycle we live in with chemical. Nice part about working with the microbes, we wouldn't need so much chemical, and we can clean things up and actually have a clean base. Well, clean base isn't such a bad thing. So, it is a vicious cycle of chemical warfare, basically, in our food and our water. And then people wonder why everybody's sick and has cancer all the time. And then you add the mix with that to all the misinformation of the nuclear. Fukushima's still leaking into the ocean every day, 300 tons plus. Then when they have to dump them tanks, their holding facilities, then we really get flooded. And they tell us, don't worry about it, it all dilutes. Well, I've kind of proven that to be a bad choice, because you go back and look at the data from the 60s when the 55, 56, when they were doing their case studies on the nuclear when they were testing. In that very case study, they proved and found that it does not dilute in ocean water. It does not dilute in salt water. The science today is paid for through the nuclear cartels. Your nuclear boys have paid everybody off enough to where they get to put out whatever news they want to fit their narrative. Kind of like anything. Monsanto got away with it for years with their Roundup. Now they're finding out and the truth is coming out. Well, lo and behold, everything we've done has destroyed our environment. And dementia's up. Cancer's gone crazy. Nobody wants to look at what's causing it. Truth be known, we're doing it to ourselves. Between the chemicals and the nuclear and the aerial, we've done it to ourselves. Not such a good outcome. We've got to reevaluate. We need to look things over a little bit better. People need to understand just what microbial will do for us. We need to be putting down the microbial in our cover crop. We need to be spraying our pastures where our horses and cattle graze. It's a food supply, folks. You know, we look at the fact that all the chemical is put down, all the wildlife, all the deer, the elk, where the antelope want to play. It's not a good scenario. Everything we depend on is getting chemically treated. So let's all pull together. We need to be doing something with the microbial. We need to turn things around. People need an education, and that's all in part of what that campaign is. It's based on people pulling together and wanting to do something. This is what our next step is. This is what needs to be done. So go ahead and find the campaign. I'll put the link back with this video too, and we will move together as a community. I hope to see a big, large community wanting to pull together to do something. We've got to. Everybody wants clean air. Everybody wants clean water. Everybody wants clean food. Well, there's a way to get there, but it's going to take all of us. We need to really look at what the bottom line is. It don't take much. If everybody puts a little something in, next thing you know, we can do something. But it's going to be up to you folks to share these videos. And unfortunately, all the videos are in segments. So if you come in on one, you're not going to understand what the other one was talking about, and don't understand what the video was. So I guess for now, watch the video, start at number 1, and come back to today, and you'll get the picture. We hope. This may not be for everybody. I don't understand what survival would be if we didn't fight for it. It's just an issue that everybody needs to be aware of. We need to be doing something. So I guess my calling is to make a difference. And that difference is getting microbial back in our soil, putting life back in, replacing that chemical base so we can grow food without chemical. It can be done. And you'll be surprised what your yields will be like. You'll be surprised on your cattle industry, swine industry. All the livestock will benefit. We've got to put life back in if we want to fight. Curling up in a ball and saying, oh, we got to die somehow. Well, to me, that's just another arrogant saying. Nobody wants to fight back. Then what's the point? Well, the way I look at it, I've got children that have children. Them grandkids deserve every right to have a clean area just as much as we did. Over the last 40, 50 years, things have really become a mess. So it's time to return soil back to where it belongs. We need to start growing a little bit more concerned with our food and our water supplies. They're depending on us to do something about it. So I don't want nobody looking back and thinking I should have, or I could have, I would have. No excuses. It's time to get involved. It's time to demand change. So let's start. You know, we got to do something about our lakes. We can be treating our lakes, treating our water to these communities. That'd be the first step. Second step is getting it into the agricultural world and start resetting our fields. Start setting our livestock. We got to start somewhere. So individually, everybody can start with their yards and their gardens. Start growing their own food. Be surprised what the difference of microbials will do to the taste of your peppers, your tomatoes, and such. A day-night difference. I had a greenhouse going for quite a few years trying to prove that point. And then I moved them outside. Greenhouse to outside really had no difference. Key was putting enough microbial to it. We can change this. We can get back to a balance that we deserve. Balance the kids need. Everybody needs to have a healthier way of life. If we continue to drink and eat toxins and allowing our DNA to change, it's not going to be easy on anybody. So let's start working with the microbials. You guys can find all of the data on that with the Mid-American Land Restoration there on Facebook. We've posted all of the positives. We post enough negative with the chemical onslaught and the radiation. I will be putting up the latest numbers here before too long. I usually try and put up the rad numbers across this country. It's depressing when you see what the rad numbers are. And it's not very easy to sit there and look at them all the time either. So it's concerning. The whole onslaught needs to change. So go ahead and find us on Mid-American Land Restoration there on Facebook. Comments, questions, put them up there. That way we can try and answer them in your videos. And we'll see what we can do about changing things up. MidAmericaLandRestore.com is the website. You can find the business side of it there. So let's make change together, pull together, community. We can do this. It's going to take many of us, but it can be done. Things need to be done. It all needs to change. So go ahead and find the donation on the campaign. Let's get that started so we can get back into the political ring, so we can do something for you guys. And we'll see if we can implement some change. Till next time, have a good day.